So The Woman King was directed by Gina Prince-Bythewood, and it is an action-packed historical epic that follows a group of female African warriors as they protect their kingdom from enemies that seek to destroy it. Now, the first thing I will say is that this is a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't seen the movie, that is perfectly fine. There will be no spoilers in this review. Now, I'll begin by saying that I won't be reviewing this film based on how historically accurate it is. I believe that historical films can be great even if they are not historically accurate, and therefore, this is not something that I'll be taking into account. I will review this film as I do any other piece of entertainment, whether it is a story completely made up or based on real-life events. And having said that, I thought The Woman King was amazing. I was engaged from start to finish, and this is a movie that I would highly recommend. Now, when it comes to the story of this film, it is nothing new or revolutionary. It is pretty much what you can expect from historical epics. That said, there is nothing wrong with that. Just because we've already seen stories like this before, that doesn't mean that The Woman King is a bad film. Sure, The Woman King doesn't reinvent the wheel when it comes to storytelling and historical epics, but why does it have to? This is a film that is not interested in challenging the genre conventions of classic historical epics. Its goal is to be one of those classical historical epics, and in doing that, it succeeds tremendously. In fact, this is such an amazing historical epic that at times, it reminded me of movies such as Braveheart and Gladiator. Now, I do have to say that even though this film is not doing anything new or revolutionary when it comes to its story, it does do something very new and revolutionary when it's come to its setting. And that is setting this film in Africa in the 1800s. Yes, you might have seen countless historical epics, but how many have you seen that are set in Africa and that deal with this continent's unique conflicts and issues? Not many. Considering that, I love the fact that we now have a film like The Woman King, which on top of being great, is also able to expose mainstream viewers to a portion of history that, in all honesty, has been overlooked by Hollywood for way too long. Now, when it comes to the performances, there are a few that I have to mention. Thuso Mbedu is excellent as Nawi, the film's protagonist. Even though she's sharing the screen with some of the best actors of our generation, she is more than capable of holding her own. Viola Davis is incredible, as always, and the character she plays in this film, the warrior Naniska, allows her to flex her acting muscles in more ways than I have ever seen. Yes, she still has all the great sentimental moments that we've come to expect from Viola Davis, but this role also requires a level of physicality that I've never seen from her, and she kills it. Her action scenes are extremely badass and are absolutely incredible. I also have to mention Sheila Atim, who kills it as a Mensa, and John Boyega, who is extremely regal as King Gesso. That said, if there is one performance that I have to single out as my favorite, it has to be Lashana Lynch as Izogi. I have seen Lashana Lynch before in movies such as Captain Marvel and No Time to Die, but I have never seen Lashana Lynch being this great. Her action scenes are amazing, her comedic moments are hilarious, and one could even say that her relationship with Nawi is the beating heart of this movie. Now, moving on to the technical aspects, I thought the visuals of this movie were amazing. The colors are vibrant, the landscapes look gorgeous, and my favorite thing is that it all feels and looks real. There is barely any CGI throughout the film, and that is very refreshing. I also thought that the music was great, and the reason why I love the music so much is because it does everything that you expect music in historical epics to do. It is sentimental when it needs to be, it swells up during action scenes, and it really knows how to accentuate and complement the visuals on screen. I also thought that the costumes and set design were really freaking amazing. They are very vibrant and colorful. And now, a little anecdote, very early into the film, I noticed that an item of a character's costume had a broken piece, and at first, I was a bit confused. I was like, really? You are telling me you're making this multi-million historical epic, and you decided not to fix that broken prop before you started filming? That said, I quickly realized that there is a narrative reasons for why that piece of costuming is broken, and I just wanted to mention that because I thought that was very clever, and I really enjoyed it. Now, not everything about this film was perfect, and there are some things that I believe could have been better. For instance, there is a conflict involving the king's wife that, in my opinion, wasn't that necessary or interesting. Also, some of the romance in this film is not that great, and last but not least, I'm not a fan of the film's title because, if I'm being honest, I believe it somewhat spoils the movie. So in conclusion, The Woman King is an amazing historical epic that manages to find a place amongst films such as Gladiator and Braveheart. Its emotional moments are powerful, its action scenes are thrilling, and it manages to always be enthralling from start to finish. If I were to give this film a score in between 1 to 10, I would give it a 9 out of 10, which means I thought this film was amazing. Now, as I said in a previous video, This year, Take Juan will be covering the 41st edition of the Vancouver International Film Festival as members of the press. We can't wait for the festival to begin, and we are very excited to give you guys the best coverage we can. Also, as I already said, we will be giving away many tickets for the festival. And if you guys want to win any of these tickets and participate in all future giveaways, make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow our Instagram account at TakeJuanShow. We will be posting information about the giveaways on our Instagram really soon. Again, that is at TakeJuanShow on Instagram. But for now, stay tuned for all future VIV coverage. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye.
Yeah.